Hello and welcome to the show. My name's Isaac Asari, aka iDog. Welcome to the show. Today we're here with Jordan Cohan. Welcome to the show. Can you tell me a little bit about what you do?
Well, I guess I'm a local singer-songwriter. I've been playing guitar for about, I don't know, 25 some years. And I make steel sculptures, welded steel sculptures. And I kind of do both those things as a parallel, and they feed off of each other. So actually, you can see that the paint job on this guitar is auto paint that I normally put on my sculptures, and this is kind of an indoor project because it's kind of cold out this time of year. But it's a lot of fun, and that's where I try to keep the passion in it.
Yeah. Do you blend your art, like your artistic abilities, with like your music? For example, like do you paint? You can paint something and then put music to it?
Not so much. I listen to a lot of jazz when I'm making art, and I think that's really where I listen to a lot of jazz. And the name of my business, Jumping Fish Metalworks. And one of the things is jazz-based sculptures. But as far as music goes, I'm more of a rock and roll guy. Folk, blues, rock and roll. There's a little bit of jazz in there once in a while. But especially when I'm playing solo performing, it's more of a kind of a singer-songwriter, folk, rock. That's where I'm coming from.
Oh, okay. What are some of your influences? Like who, I guess when you picked up the guitar, who were some of the people you looked up to?
Well, I could never write like Bob Dylan, but when I was in California, I was there for 14 years, and I was playing all up and down the West Coast during that time, and I was at my buddy's apartment. My buddy and his mom, after the Northridge earthquake, I went over there. I used to go over there and hang out a lot. I went over there, and he wasn't there, but his mom was there, and she was like, Bob Dylan was just here 5 minutes ago, and you just missed him.
Really?
And he was just playing that guitar right there. So of course the easy answer for a guitarist and songwriter would be, what do you do next? Of course, would be to
pick up the guitar.
Pick up the guitar and play it for a minute. Bob Dylan just played it last. Well, up next.
Yeah.
But I could never really write like him. So I was really more influenced by people like Lou Reed, Velvet Underground, early blues artists, and then later on just people like Miles Davis and even Tom Waits, and some of these more avant-garde kind of, I guess, art-based artists. And so really a lot of stuff. I used to listen when I was teaching driving out in California. I'd schedule kids and they'd be like, "You're that instructor that listens to all that weird music." My friend was listening to Indian music when she was in the car with you. So I listen to a lot of stuff and just kind of let it all just be a part of what I'm doing, and really focus on writing some good songs. Yeah.
Okay. So as far as genre, you don't really consider yourself in certain genre, but
people label me as a rock guy because I come out when I perform solo. I kind of try to throw out a bunch of energy and try to get people into what I'm doing and not be so passive. When I do shows out around LA, which is a very competitive market, I used to come up with these tricks to really get people to put down their LA weeklies and pay attention to what I was doing. And so I'd come up with these little tricks and techniques I'd use to get people to pay attention to what I was doing. You go out there and there's you go to the laundromat and there's a live jazz band playing, So there's a lot of artists, a lot of musicians, a lot of comedians, and that's who I knew when I was out there. Mainly musicians and a bunch of comedians.
So you lived in California for 12 years, you said? Or
14.
14. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, where are you originally from? Like where?
DC.
Oh, you grew up in DC?
Yeah, but when I was out in California, people used to think I accused me of being from New York. Your art looks like it's from New York. You must be from New York. Those songs you're playing, you're a New York artist, aren't you? You know, it's like I'd never been there. I hadn't been there. The first time I've been to New York was after 9/11.
Oh wow.
So you know, but maybe it's just an East Coast thing. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I hate to say it, but you do have like the California. Like Californians are a lot like they're
Kind of laid
back. Yeah. And
Yeah, I have
you fit
that too.
category.
I guess
yeah.
I have a lot of things in my speech. I guess you know, people try to nail where you're from.
Yeah.
Well, you used to live in Oakland. You lived in San Francisco. You lived in Van Nuys and you know Anaheim. You know, you were in San Diego for a while. You know, and you lived in Pittsburgh. I can see that in what you're saying. But yeah, so a lot of places.
Yeah. So what are I guess what are some of the places you've played, and like have you ever been in a band?
I had a few bands out in California. I had one called Brass Tacks that lasted a while. We played a lot around LA in the Bay Area. I had a little thing called Mademoiselle, little kind of art band in between. Wet Gun Dogs, Juggernaut, a few different projects. And lately, the last couple CDs that I've made have been just solo projects, working with other musicians that I would kind of get together to do a project with, and that's kind of how it went. I think the last project I did, there were 10 different musicians, and there's a girl playing violin on a couple songs, and a dude playing stand-up bass with a bow, another girl singing, one girl singing in Spanish, you know. But these are all songs that I wrote, and one of the things that I learned through the years, and that I really kind of is my approach to playing with other people, is to really just allow them to do what they do best and really get out of their way. You know, I can make suggestions about how I feel the energy should be, but really the song becomes much improved when other people are really putting their own thing into it and making it their own. And I think that's the best way to run a band, run a group, is when everybody feels like they got a stake in the material. I may be writing all the lyrics and coming up with some basic musical stuff, but if other people can improve upon either, I'm willing to take that
It's a
in.
team effort,
Nine times out of 10, I'm right there with it, because you know, people come from their perspective and they can see what's missing, whereas when you're really focused in ultra close, sometimes you don't see something that someone else might be able to see. So yeah, that's.
Yeah, I see some of your work here. Could you talk a little bit about this project, the Red Light Glow?
Red Light Glow. That was a project I did in College Park when I moved back from California. Within the first couple of years, I think I spent maybe 8 months putting that thing together. And there are quite numerous musicians on that. It was a guy I recorded with, this guy named JR Robusto, and Waverly, and a few other guys that were the core group. And there were just some amazing musicians that I had the privilege of working with. And it really came out pretty good, but I think, as most artists would say, now that's a few years old, I can see where things could be improved upon next time around. So that's kind of my hope for the future. Next time I really go in the studio and do another project, I can kind of fill in those gaps and kind of make it more whole, so to speak. But I was happy with that project, the way it came out at the time, for sure. Yeah.
And what? Let's talk a little bit about your Jumping Fish, your company.
Jumping Fish Metalworks.
Yeah.
JumpingFishMetalworks.com. Well, when I was in California, that's what I was doing mostly. I went to school at a place called Cal Arts. I was a fine arts major, and I was making big steel sculptures by the time I graduated. Big welded, huge fabricated sculptures. You know, it's funny, and I had a rock band at the same time, of course. So it was like everything was always mixed together. So it's really I can't really do one without doing the other, because then the first thing will falter. So and I really have had the opportunity now living in Rockville to really. And with the job that I have, I work for a recycling company. I'm a buyer of non-ferrous metals. So when I went there to interview for the job, I told them, I said, look, I make steel sculptures. I'm drooling over that pile of metal you have in the middle of your yard, and I just love to work here. And that was a couple years ago. And they know when I see something that I could use for a project, they know that's what I'm about, and they work with me. So it's been a good relationship. I work for a company called Montgomery Scrap Corporation, and so that's kind of been how it's worked. For the most part, I'm just doing my job. I got enough scrap metal in my backyard right now to last me quite a while. So there's nothing, you know, I really have to see something unusual, you know, and then kind of make. You know, go through the channels to get allow access to that. But that's kind of and that's just another side of the passion. Really, is just creating this kind of this jazz based. I think as an artist, I'm more of a jazz artist. As a musician, I'm more of a rock and roll guy, you know. But when I was in college, I recruited all my musicians out of the jazz department to back me up. So go figure that, you know. And then their teachers will be walking by, and they'd be like, "Well, who's that guy in charge? You know, he's just some guy in the art school." Yeah. But so I really try to find the best people I can to work with, and then we all work together.
Oh, okay. All right, so let's take a quick break, and then when we come back, we'll hear some of your tunes. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Yours, skip the guest list. We can knock down VIP doors. All you gotta do is make me yours. Are you with it? We can roll till the night is finished. Get twisted and light a bowl if you enticed to hit it. But I don't smoke though, so you can put the weed down. You got me in your life, baby, so them drugs you don't need now. See how we bring out the very best in each other? Feel the tension every time we stand next to each other. And you know I ain't sweating you for the wrong reasons, but we can be sweating on the floor of the Four Seasons. Frequently step into the shore for a long weekend. You're sweet to me, a blessing for sure. The bar's fiending, so put another daiquiri in her glass. I know you wanted me to be a first, but I'd rather be a last like that.
Tell me, shorty, what you sipping on? Do you got a man? Cause I ain't tripping on it. I don't understand how the hell that you got that body like a bottle face, like a supermodel girl. Baby girl, follow me to the back. Later we can take this party back to my pad. Jacob and the fam, get your girlfriends too, cause we gon' make your dreams come
Girl,
true.
what you sipping on? Next round I'm buying. Let's see if we get along. You caught my eye when I seen you from a distance. Had an image for an instant. That moonlight shining, us whining and dining. Reclining off the coast of a tropical island. Palm trees, a calm breeze, we enjoying the climate. Baby girl, just try 'em. Come and sample life with rose petals and our silhouettes in the candle. Like the marble floor room comes with a hot tub. It's so many bar and that fridge is stocked up. You ain't seen a view like the one you're about to see. Out to sea, live in the...
All right, welcome back. I'm here with Jordan Cohen. Yeah, before we left, you were talking a little bit about your job and your passion for art.
Right.
And I just saw here on your upcoming project, right? You have a little art, some artwork.
Yeah, that's
here.
acrylic on canvas. It's called The Shape of My Soul. That's kind of a symbol or a shape that I've kind of conjured up. I guess I brought it with me from the West Coast. So it's just kind of a shape that I've used through the years, and that's just the latest, I guess, incarnation of that in that painting there. So that came out pretty cool, I think.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
And could you talk a little bit about like the art on your guitar? How did you put it together?
The auto striping paint on the flames here. I've been experimenting with auto paint on my steel sculptures. Mainly I just work in steel. So, which is cheap and it's easy and it's accessible, as opposed to like stainless steel or aluminum, you know. So steel, so therefore with steel, it rusts, so you have to cover it with paint or whatever. So lately I've been experimenting with auto paint, and that's what this is. Basically, this was an indoor project. I had a bunch of striping paint, and it was kind of a way for me to just kind of practice a little bit, and I think I fudged it to the point to where it actually came out pretty cool.
Yeah, really nice.
So, and even the clear coat here is just, and then I clear coated it with, which I just brushed on. I didn't even spray on.
Yeah.
So, and that seemed to come out okay. If I was going to do this on another instrument, I would probably take measures to make sure everything was a lot more pristine, a lot more precise. But for my purposes, it was more of kind of a first off.
Yeah.
And it came out all right. I think the energy kind of comes through. So that's the main thing that I was interested in.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Why don't you play a little something?
Play a tune?
Yeah, play a tune.
Here's a tune called One Road. 10 million footsteps so far upon this road. Met a lot of people, baby, along the way. I've been homeless 5 times, lived 6 or 7 lives, lived all over, never made a point to stay. Sometimes I lived a high life like a king upon his throne. Other times I faked, baby, way down low. Well, I reached a point in my life now where it seems to see so clear. To this world and myself I'll expose my soul. And there's one road, one life, one choice, baby. Yeah, you made that right, so take me in tonight. Lead me to the light. Make me feel alright now, baby, said take me in tonight. Some people say every day is just one day, and the choices that you make can be changed tomorrow. Friends have said to me, baby, what will be will be, and that road you're on is long and narrow, and that life is plenty long, and that there is no use to run. Just walk and make the best of what comes your way. Yeah, that's just good and fine. And I see that logic line. Sometimes I got to run with one thing to say. And there's one road, one life, one choice, baby. Yeah, you made that right, so take me in tonight. Lead me to the light. Baby, feel alright now, baby, said take me in tonight. Yeah. Hey! Oh yeah! Yeah, one more time. Something gonna happen, yeah, it's gonna happen soon. Seen this road now, baby, and where is it going? There'll always be mistakes now, hey, all along the way. Sometimes I live in focused desperation. Well, I made the moves I made. Now the time has come. Finally starting to know myself inside. And I can see that road ahead now, the chances that will come. I got to utilize that life from which I just can't hide. And there's one road, one life, one choice, baby. Yeah, you made that right, so take me in tonight. Lead me to the light. Make me feel alright now, baby, said take me in tonight. Hey. Well, I've been a rusted, dusty road, but the road I'm on has changed. I'm bringing my life to the sea now, baby, where it needs to be. From that place I went down, revealing my true self. The darkest part of my soul will be set free. Those ancient footsteps had led me to today. Think I'm satisfied, babe, I'm just one man. Got needs and desires, and anyway, sorry, look my way. So let me say once again, my plan. And there's one road, one life, one choice, baby. Yeah, you made that right, so take me in tonight. Lead me to the light. Make me feel alright now, baby. Said take me in tonight. And I'll take you in tonight. I'll lead you to the light. Make you feel alright until tomorrow. And every day, yeah, I had good things to say. I comfort you in times of sorrow. And there's one road, one life, one choice, baby. Make that right, so take me in tonight.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, nice.
it's kind of a long one, but
Yeah.
but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I like performing
Put
that.
a lot of energy into your performance.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes I like to sit, but most of the time I'm standing and I'm just kind of moving around, and just kind of be animated and really get into it. So
Yeah.
so it's I wrote the shortest rock song in the history of rock and roll music, and it's complete with 2 babies and a yeah. And I'll just do that real quick. So you got to get into it real fast, or else it's gonna be over. You know what I mean? I wrote the song, baby. It isn't very long, baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 babies in a year. So you know, it's just a lot of fun. I think with the art and with the music, I'm really you know, I'm serious about it, but I'm really just trying to have fun with it and not take myself too seriously. I think that's really what it is. You know, when I was out in LA, I'd see all these artists. You know, a comedian came up to me one time. It's like, I've done 42 shows in the last 23 days. You know, I'm like, dude, you know, maybe you should slow down. But that is pretty funny what you just told me. You know, keep at it.
Yeah.
But so I think the key is to really, you know, enjoy what you're doing, be serious about it, but don't be so overzealous that it's you know, it's overly
It
important.
doesn't become.
Yeah.
It just becomes.
Yeah. So for
Structured
me, I
and
want to keep it my passion, and not you know, my every waking moment that causes anxiety. It's really you're going to lose something in the art there. So it's all about really just and I wasn't so much that way when I was younger. You know, it's like taking me all these years to really get to this point. But at least I'm glad that I'm here now. So yeah, that's really what it is.
Let me ask you one more question, and I'll ask you to play another tune.
Okay.
What do you think of lately? There have been kind of a clash between genres, mixing different genres. What do you think of like the current trend in music, just mixing all the genres together? Like you did mention, you kind of have different styles.
I don't have a problem with that. It just seems kind of now that kind of anything goes, which I guess in a sense is good, but then there's no real musical movement. When I was out in you know, I was in California in the late '80s and early '90s, and you know, kind of hip hop took a kind of a harder tone, I guess, in the early '90s, and then you know, and then the whole kind of Seattle rock and roll grunge scene kind of had a heavy influence there, and you know, and now it's kind of like everything is kind of ultra, I guess,
just mixed in
media
a
sensitive
big-
music
yeah,
is really what it is, because there's all this stuff that wasn't around before.
Yeah.
with the YouTube and the Facebook and the
Yeah.
you know, and the my face and the your feet, you know. You know what I mean? It's just like so it's like everybody's kind of, I think, ultra sensitive to that. I think technology has really kind of influenced music these days, probably, or at least what you hear and what you see, music wise, more than more than it used to, for sure. And I think it's a kind of a big influence now. So I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing, but it's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Do you want to play us?
Yeah. Let's see. Play a song called Norfolk, kind of a little different. No. Play a song called Secret Night. Secret Night, which is a recent song. Burning down this fire, waiting for the daybreak. You dive into the ocean just to see your own way. Twisted knots confusing, feel you can't undo. Soon, baby, dry like a rattlesnake. The ocean has been calling, lost within your thoughts. Deeper now, there were no mistakes. And just outside your eyes, the sun been shining. Eager now for the final break. Hey. Time has tripped and stumbled, and now it's a different place. What could be must not be, it was misconstrued as true. It was a chance that we all take now, just to make things right. There was no one there to see it. We were shooting at the moon, fighting soul surrender. What was lost forever, relive forgotten hunger, show what words remember. We gathered all our poems, we journeyed for the future. We even had a trench coat, but still had no disguise. Warm legs undercover, icy feet approach them. Those things that you believe, babe, they were only meant for you. Yeah, burning down this fire, its heart is gone too soon. Yeah, we shall all recover from dreams we never knew. Hurry up and wait, you said. We can still make this happen. In a darkened space uncovered, it was till now a secret night.
Thanks for coming to the show today. It's been definitely a pleasure. Lovely. Hope to have you on the show next time. Thanks for watching. We'll see y'all next time.